will help parents use FLUX with their child is a way to bond, discuss and support well-being through transition. Transition can be stressful for young people and their parents. Many people struggle to know how to manage that stress and prepare themselves for the change. This pack is here to help. By working through activities in this pack with your child, you will have the opportunity to discuss issues they might be worried about, offer reassurance and guidance. You can help them to manage their emotions through mindful, creative tasks and express their thoughts in a visual way. In this booklet, you will find a wide range of activities to help your young person to get organised, express themselves creatively, communicate their emotions and use mindful practice to relax. It's useful to start early, ideally a few weeks before the move. This will allow you to break down the activities into small, manageable sessions. FLUX aims to foster communication and bonding between parent and child by offering a range of shared activities that you can work through together. Set some time aside each week, distraction-free, to work through the booklet together in a calm and comfortable space. For children transitioning to secondary school, the idea of organisation and planning may be very new, and they may require your help and support to help them through these tasks. By working through them together, you can help your child to feel more confident and ready to take the next step. Alongside the organisational activities, it'd be useful to select a range of other creative activities from the pack, which you can do alongside with your child. At each stage of the process, it's a good idea to use an activity such as draw your emotions, how are you feeling right now, make your own stickers, to try and gain an understanding of how your child is feeling about the transition. This way, you can monitor your progress together and have open conversations about any concerns they still have. Try to engage active listening techniques when you're discussing your child's concerns by offering up open-ended questions and giving them your full attention throughout. You can show your child that you're listening by offering encouragement using positive body language such as nods and eye contact. When responding, it's important to acknowledge their concerns. Use clarifying questions where needed and offer calm and supportive advice. Try not to interrupt or dismiss their worries. By taking part in shared activities and offering a supportive ear throughout this challenging transition, you can reassure your child that you are there for them and further enhance your bond. In your first session together, we suggest you begin with a journal making activity, as this will give you a booklet to work in over the coming weeks. To make the journal, you will need scissors, card, some string, some paper, and a pen or pencil. Okay, so we're going to take some sheets of paper or card. You can use as few or as many as you like. What we're going to do, we're just going to fold them in half like this. So get a few here. Just going to make a pile of paper folded in half. You want to use a mixture, so maybe you could use some coloured paper. So I've got a nice coloured one like this, and you could use cartridge paper, plain paper, anything you like. So here I'm going to use a little bit of this cartridge paper as well. I'm just going to fold this in half. Okay, so you should have a pile of folded up paper like this. What you want to do then is start with one piece of paper as your template. We're going to put 3 dots on it. So we'll put one here, one somewhere in the middle, and one at the bottom. We're then going to either use a pin or a pencil or a hole punch to punch some holes where that's going to go. We can then use that as a template for all of our other pieces of paper. So I'm going to line it up with the next one and do the same thing again and again. So here I'm putting another 3 holes. And you see, you'll have a matching piece. And we do the same here. Because this card's a little bit thicker, I'm just going to use a pin, but you could use a sharper pencil, you could use scissors, you could use a hole punch, anything that you've got lying around. There we go. Punch some holes. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a series of mini booklets. Can you see, like on this example here, we have 4 different mini booklets here that we're attaching together. So we're going to do the same here. Make a little cover for that one. And again, punching my 3 holes. If your holes are a little bit small and you're not going to be able to thread your thread through, you can make them a little bit bigger using a pencil or something like that. Do the same again on this piece of card so that we've got another one. Do 3 holes. So you'll have a real collection of different pieces of paper. For this you could use recycled paper, you could use old cardboard boxes or something, cereal boxes, packaging for your covers. You can even use old artwork folded up and recycled. That's quite a nice way of making new books. So once you've got them, you can start to assemble them together. So you can have as many pages as you like. I'm just going to do a few here for this example. And this one, I'm going to do a cover for the front and a cover for the back as well. So for here I'm using 2 yellow pieces. For this one I decorated my cover. You can use anything you like. Again, we need to just mark out the holes for our front cover and back cover. So this is just 1 layer thick and we've just got 3 holes going in that one. There we go. And then the same for our back. Let's just line it up. Do 3 holes. This is something that the children can easily do with a little bit of support. So you should have a book a bit like this. The next thing you want to do is we're going to start threading the book. So for this, you're going to either need some thread or you might need some cotton or some wool, anything that you've got lying around. I'm just going to use a little bit of this green cotton here. If you've got a needle, that works well. If not, do what I'm doing here and just use a pencil, just push your thread through. So here, I'm just pushing my thread through the hole and then I'll thread it through the next one. Sometimes this can be a little bit fiddly. Some of the children may need a little bit of support. If you've got a large-eyed needle or something, that might make it easier for them. If not, just have a go. And then we'll put it through the next one, like this. And you see it's coming through, and through this back one here. Pull that through, and then finally we put it through the back cover. So that you have your piece of thread threaded through all of them. Then what we do, we just pull it tight and we're going to tie a knot. I'm just going to trim down my string a little bit, like this. I'm going to pull them together, like this. There we go, and you've tied your knot. And we'll repeat that 3 times. So we'll do a joint on each of them and then you'll have your book. So I'll just show you the next one. Again, the same thing applies. You're just putting the thread through each of the layers. So through there. Through there. Push it through there. Thread gets a bit tangly, just straighten it back out. push it through that hole. You can always bundle it up if it's not wanting to go through, makes it a bit easier. Push that through. And then through our final hole here. Just give it a pull through. Then again, next thing, just gonna give it a snip and tie that off. And you can see it's starting to make a lovely little sketchbook, and the great thing with these sketchbooks is they can then use them to do all of their other activities in. So you can encourage them to take them home, you can encourage them to do all their different crafts and activities in them. There we go. Okay, and then we're on to our last one. So here we go, we're just doing our last piece of thread. We'll go through and through again. Through one more. There we go. That's gone through. And then these last two pieces, push it through there. That's it. And then through the last little hole. And there we go. So give that a little snip. Snip that there. And we can tie our thread here. Tie a knot. You can tie it as tight or as loose as you want. And that is then our book. And you should be able to flick open the pages and work through it as a sketchbook. You can then encourage them to design on the front, so you could put my journal. You can use some collage materials and things, have a go at designing your front cover, make it as personal as you like, and that's something they can use throughout the whole project. Fantastic! Now you've started your first task, take a look through the FLUX pack together and select which activities you want to try next. The exercises can be broken down into categories such as organisation, creative expression, relaxation and identifying emotions. To aid organisation, we suggest checklists, timetable making, my route to school and bullet journaling. For creative expression we have imagine yourself as an animal, animal guardians and highlighter poems. For relaxation, students can try mandala drawing, art journaling, mindful walks to school, doodle awesome and dance and stretch. For identifying emotions we have draw your emotions, how are you feeling right now, and make your own stickers. It's useful to select at least 1 or 2 activities from each category to try with your child. Encourage them to continue to try other activities independently whenever they can. Don't forget, it's important to remember that your well-being is important too. Try to also set time aside for yourself. By prioritising your own well-being, you'll be better equipped to support your child at this time.